Hey, good morning, folks. My name is Phil Karrnath. I create role-playing games, I illustrate them, and I publish them online. And I'm creating artwork for an adventure in the Eberron world of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Yeah, okay, mic sounds pretty good. I need to turn up my volume a little bit. I think I need to make myself a little more easy to hear for y'all today. Cheers. So give me a hot second here. I'm just going to check in on my signal, make sure that we're coming through clearly. I'm going to do some really fast social media posts so that I can get word out that we're live. And I'm going to get to work here in less than a minute. So for those that are new to the channel, let me just tell you, hey, my name is Phil Karrnath. I create role-playing games. We're making, so I've said all this already before. Sorry, I have a routine, and I'm not keeping to it. So, but I guess enough said. So, let me go ahead and just get this shit out of the way. And there, and there, and... Okay, now we're starting. There we go. Hey, guys. If you somehow find today fun, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications, and we're live in the future. Here's a bunch of books I've made on DMsGuild already for D&D content already. It has free previews. Be welcome to check that stuff out. We're doing interior artwork for the Eberron adventure right now. For those that aren't indoctrinated already, welcome to the mix. This is a 16:9 format that we have for the document on your device. It sits comfortably on this 16:9 format. Each column is also a 16:9 format. It is meant for digital PDF usage, and so we designed the pages to comply with that shape. Hey, Vox, it's good to see you. Skip to the script. It's good to see you, Fox. Let me, let's see. I'm going to drop the opacity on this down so it fades out a bit, because we just want to trace over these lines. Now that we spent last session, the first session of this art, figuring out the perspective lines and getting some lines in here. I still need to do the boss relief of the knight in the mausoleum in the sarcophagi here, sarcophagus, and clean up the lines. And there should probably be another sarcophagus edge like right here, but I don't need to do a lot with it. Just make it noted. So right now I'm going to trace my own work just to clean up the lines. And then we can start filling in more details. So let's drop down to a 5-point line. That'll be good. We'll do like that. And we're just gonna do points. See if we can just get those feel good. Nope, that feels off. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Hey, what's up? Now that we are done with geometry class, yeah, no kidding, right? That was crazy. I've never ever considered a horizon line at an angle when I'm doing 2-point perspective. That just completely blew my mind. I have no idea why I never considered it, but I certainly never had. So that was a really, really cool discovery. I was really happy about that. We're going to have a line of separation here for the lid of the sarcophagi and the actual structure of it. The whole thing is sunk into a larger stone structure. Here, like that. Push that up the line. So what we'll need to do is a base color for the structures, and then we'll want to scuff them up a little bit with some dinginess. Excuse me. Yeah, that does feel off, doesn't it? Let's do this. feels a little too close. Sorry, I'm doing some quick work here. Yeah, that looks on point. Like that. About here. Oh yeah, that line is on point. Who'd have thunk it? Huh. Okay. Well, trust the lines. The lines will work. I didn't realize I had done that accurately. Neat. Off. That is off. That is off. There. That should be on point. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Takes off like that. This is a drop. That's a drop. Ooh, interesting point. There. Nope, a little off. There we go. And we'll whittle that down. I want the thing to look right at first, so we can further modify it as we go. Let's see. Yeah, that is literally on point. I keep doubting the lines, but the lines are accurate. That feels a little off, honestly. Let's do like that. That feels much better. But it's not. This is the line. All right. The line is the line. Let's go back to that point and line these up again and see. Yeah. No, we're missing that point. Okay, cool. So that's good. And now we need to resolve this here. That's going to be about like, what, like this? Then we push this out. Here. There we go. And this should be, we'll check our corner real quick, but this should be the end of the geometry, an actual painting. As you said, Fox, actually getting to paint today. Yeah, that feels off a little bit. I want to fix that. There. And this other column that would be over there, we cannot see that. This seems like too big of a space. Yeah, there we go. Clean that up. I can't have that straight on. Hold on, I'm not done with geometry, apparently. There we go. One dot here. I see you. Okay. Here, like that, and then there it is. Adjust that slightly at an angle. That's good. Hey, what's up? We will both wrestle with geometry together this morning. Right on, my guy. Doing some CAD work, are you? Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. All geometry is the same problem. It's lines and angles, right? Lines, curves, and angles. That's all geometry is. With its infinite complexity and frustration. Okay. Oh, hey, all right. That is proper architecture. Congratulations to us. It's certainly good enough for this little painting. So, stupid little corner illustrations give me the biggest problems. But I love the work. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. So, I think bitching is just part of the process. It probably generates tension, which releases creative problem solving. So complaints is actually an important part of the human experience. It sucks for everyone else to hear it happening. But I think that's just us secretly not liking to admit that we don't know what the hell anyone else is doing. Even ourselves. We don't know what we're doing. We don't know what anyone else is doing. Okay, so I contemplated my next move. I feel confident. I'm going to fold all this up. There it is. I'm going to grab that. We can fold that up. We can fold these up. I'm consolidating and simplifying my layering. There. So here's our rough sketch that we started with, and here is where we've evolved to at this point. I want to, where's my references? Let's grab those, bring those back in. Okay, so the last thing that we need to do for our art is to get this boss relief of a knight on top of the sarcophagus. We need to build that three-dimensionally on top of here. So we're not quite out of the woods yet, but we're doing really, really good. So we're going to take our current geometric structure, drop it down a little bit so it's like that. And we're going to grab a new layer and we're going to run here. I'm going to grab this and bring it all the way down to here. I have this this inner frame here. It's getting chewed on. Oh, okay. I know what that is. Not quite out of the woods yet, folks. That's almost perfect. Let's just distort that real quick. I think we can probably snap into position that way. This is what the distort tool is built for. Help line up perspective shots like this. Super useful tool. There we go. That feels really good. All right, let's snip that. So what I have to do is create a mound, like a rise, kind of like what we already have going on here, but a smaller one inside for the boss relief to sit upon. Well, that's just obnoxious. It's obnoxious because it's the same height. The height that I want is the same height of the back of the actual frame behind it. So it feels like a weird forced perspective, but it's actually accurate. Yeah, we'll just let it sit. So we clean this up. Now we have this little rise that we can, honestly, we can fatigue and damage to show aging. Like we have here, you see like those little notches taken out of it. That's just corrosion digging away at the edges, like around over here, like that. So we'll be able to fill those details in when we start, doing like hard detail, like roughing the thing up. And adding in the grit and all that other goodness. There we go. Okay, that feels good. Let's push this up to 100% here. Transform, just a smidge more of distortion I want over here. That's my timely timer to make sure I stay on track with my time. Free transform, perspective. I've got another hour to go. We're doing fine this morning. We pick at this thing Monday through Fridays in the mornings. We do artwork like this every day, and then on Mondays and Thursday nights we do game design for the Spelljammer RPG that we're going, the Spelljammer adventure that we're going to run. So we're building out all the tools and stuff for that. Distort. And then Saturday mornings, we're continuing to refine the Martial Powers project. And if anyone that's on board this morning is new from the Martial Powers stream over the weekend, thanks a lot to whoever decided to pick up the Color Mana system. That was very kind of you to do so. I noticed there was a bump in a couple sales on the spell point variant rules that I created on DMsGuild. It's rewarding and very much appreciated. So a warm huzzah to those that have found my my Color Mana system. That is what we'll be playtesting. We're going to be doing another playtest for that probably in December. And then the Spelljammer campaign that we're building, I'm planning for that probably in February. Maybe early February we'll get that off the ground. There we go. Now you're a little off. Distort. Death by 1,000 cuts over here. There. Oh, God. Yeah, that feels good. Okay. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Cool. I'm going to take those two things and I'm going to drop their opacity down so they don't get too much in the way. And now we're going to create another folder. And now we can actually start getting to work on this. Here. And then it's bump, bump, bump to here. And then here's the arms. And then my proportions are off. So let's bring this in and bring the whole structure down. And let's stay simpler at first, shan't we? Let's just follow our basic principles of design. And create our center point here where the head is going to be at. And here's a center point where the feet are at. Let's find the midline and do our stick figure. And that feels at an odd angle. Let's see. That feels pretty centered up on the bottom. On the top, though, I think this needs to pull over this way a smidge. There we go. And so I bet this line will be it's too much. That feels about right. Head needs to be here. Yeah, like that. And we've got our feet like this. Like that. And then we got to our shins where our knees are at here. Then we get to our, I forget what these things are called. And then we got arms folded up here like that. And I'm running out of space again. But we're closer this time. That, and then 1, 2, like that, and then, oh no, this does work out, like that. here. What if I were to increase this a little and then skew it a smidge? It's like Carbonite, but less recoverable. Death, that is. Yeah, I think I like that. I want to skew it just a smidge. Free transform. Skew like this, just a little bit. Doesn't feel so bad. Oops. I want to free transform, distort it. I want to be a little bit bigger. Yeah, I think that feels pretty good. So let's drop the opacity. It's a proper sketch. So cheers to that. Let's drop its opacity down a little bit so that it doesn't get in the way. We're gonna drop the rest of the structure opacity a little bit more so that it recedes. Take this, we'll drop it down, yeah, boop, like that. And now we're gonna take another one here and we'll do a cleaner version of this. How about that? Very good. Now we'll build out the feet. Let's see if I can get that bit. Hey, what's going on? Hey, Gabby. Doing well, thank you. I got like toe fungus a while ago, and it got underneath my toenails. So they were all turning chalky white, and I guess the long-term risk is that if the infection gets deep enough into the roots, it gets into the cuticles, and then it can get into my bloodstream, and then I could get fungus in my heart and die. So foot fungus is no joke. All that old school stuff about cleaning people's feet was like legit, man, because that's literally where you would meet the ground where all the stuff wants to kill you. So anyway, long story short, yeah, I got toe infections or like fungus infections. So the only way to get rid of it is to basically once it gets underneath your toenail, you can't scrub it away or like kill it off with chemicals or anything. It's under, you would either have to peel off all of your toenails and then scrub the bare flesh underneath there and wait for your toenails to grow back in. Or perhaps a more humane approach is to take antifungal antibiotics until your toenail grows out. The antibiotics prevents the fungus from growing any further, but you have to let your toenail grow out and clip it away as your toenail grows. And your toenail replaces itself roughly every like 4 to 6 months, depending on who you are. So I've been on antibiotics for like literally 6 months now. And I think I think we're okay. So I'm going into the doctor today to either give the final green light that the fungus is done, or renew the prescription so I can stay on meds longer for my toes to have more opportunity to grow out. I'm blind. I am legally blind, so it's really difficult for me to be able to tell at a glance if it's okay or not. So I appreciate having a medical professional in my life that can eyeball that stuff with me and help me figure out if I'm going to be okay or not. So that's I'd say that's what I got going on today, Gabby, since you asked. That's my big to-do today. So we'll bounce out of here at 8 o'clock like usual. I'm gonna put in some hours at work at the day job and then kick to the doctor to see if I'm good to go or not. And I expect to be back in the saddle tonight for the Spelljammer Adventure Design. I expect to be back in the saddle here like usual by 6:30, maybe 6:30, somewhere around there. I expect 6:30 I'll be on for sure. So far, so good. Yeah, there's something about my legs. I've had multiple staph infections in my legs that have hospitalized me at various times over the past decade or so. This foot fungus thing is an ongoing issue. Pretty convinced my body wants to cut off my legs and leave me in a wheelchair, which is fine. I'd still be able to paint. But it's easier just to stay healthy. Just like this. Down. This is turning out a-okay. We did monster tokens like probably like 6 months ago or something at this point, but some of them don't have as sinister a look to them as I want. I want them to be more nefarious, more evilish, and it's just not there. So I'm doing I'm going to redo some of those creature tokens, and some of that I'm going to do here on screen. A lot of it I do offline. So that's one of the projects that I'm working on the side is fixing the creature token art that I did. I feel like this leg is longer than this leg. Like legit, I feel like it's off. Keep that clean here. Like, I don't technically need something down, but this is a large enough space in the corner of the page. It's like if I just left that blank, it would just look blank. I don't always have to do, like, if I have like little, like something small like this size or smaller, I will forgive this for not being an illustration. We're just gonna do like page texture of some sort of something. I don't know what. But these extra few lines here, these extra 3 lines of open space is large enough for me to go, I need to do something about that one too. Yeah, this is a third of the page here. This is like maybe a quarter of the column. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is about a quarter of the column here. Like in this space all through here. It's about a quarter. But this here is just, it's more. It's just more enough for me to worry about it. So that's why I'm going through and doing all these little nitpicky little paintings, because I want to fill in these little gaps here, and it's a good opportunity for me to provide some narrative flavor to the place, just to make it easier to visualize. Most of the pages of the adventure itself are largely taken up by just descriptions of rooms and stuff like that. And maps, lots of maps. And while maps are technically illustrations, they don't hit the same way, you know? So when I have these little corner bits, I don't want to ignore them. That's where you can add flavor. So little vignette images like this of showing what the terrain looks like, or what the environment is like, or what a character looks like, or whatever. That's a great use of that space. So it's worth the extra time to do all these little sniddly bits. Plus, these are really interesting challenges. I legitimately, as much as I bitch about how much work I have to do, I legitimately love the work. I would not put in hundreds of hours doing these things if I didn't gain a massive sense of fulfillment and satisfaction for completing a job. But I think bitching about it, like I was saying before, complaining. No one likes to listen to people complain, but it's really part of the creative endeavor. Yeah, that feels good. And, okay, next is the hands. Put these like that. Like that. This is working out. I love when the thing does what the thing is supposed to do. That's so great. Like that. Interlocked like that. Thank you. Lines are a little thick for this, I think, but that's okay. We're gonna blend all the line art into the stonework anyway. Here like that. this up. And now I want to drop the sword in. So we're going to do a separate layer for the sword. Drop that down a smidge. It's raining here in Seattle again. Love the rainy season in Seattle. It's so wonderful. There we go. Clean that up like that, and then clean up inside of the blade like that, and then we can get rid of this. Oh yeah, it is really raining today. That is awesome. If this keeps up, I'm going to be walking to my doctor in the rain. That's awesome. There. Nice. There we go. I think we can probably afford to make that just a little bit bigger. Let's merge it down while we're here. Merge down and something about like that. These up, drop that down. Yeah, as intended. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, okay. This is starting to look really good. I'm going to be bold and grab all these into a pile, and then we're going to duplicate the layer, and I'm going to merge it down. So I can start picking at it. Fatigue this in here like that, and then whittle this down here like this. There we go. Fatigue this here. Good. And here. I'm gonna start doing a little. Yeah, this is feeling really good. I like that. Let's see. I can feel it. Hold on. I'll clean up here. Good. Back edge here a little bit. Nice. There. A little bit of cleanup. Can't hurt anyone. Okay, that's good. Let's see. I like that fatiguing. I am okay. So where I'm struggling at right now in my brain is that there's probably supposed to be murals and like boss relief paintings and stuff like that all throughout it, and I'm trying to gear up the motivation to start building some of that stuff. Because on the top-down map, you can't really you can't see the wall. I mean, you can see the top of the walls. You can see where the walls impose themselves into the structure, but you can't see what's actually like on the walls. Which is why a spot illustration like this, showing the environments and the rooms and stuff like that, to get a better feel for where. I'm going to hit save real quick because I just heard thunder. That's a little off. There we go. Like, it seems realistic that we'd have all sorts of, like, you know, Karrnath regalia throughout this place. It's a mausoleum, you know, celebrating dead soldiers. So, or honoring, perhaps, is the right word. Like, we're not celebrating that the soldiers are dead. We're celebrating that they defended us. Language matters. We can leave this in like that, and then we can add in this here, and let's get those references out of the way. Yeah, I can see there being like something going on here, but not necessarily on these side panels because they're sideward facing. But back here, I could see something existing as well. Let's do this right. Free transform, skew. Paste. Skew, Free transform. I need to skew this just a smidge. Oops. Dog Karrnath. Let me fix this real fast. There we go. Now I can free transform and skew this wall. And be about like that. That feels good. Well, I mean, I guess I could. Get rid of that one. Here. Something feels wrong. Huh. Sorry. Considering... It does feel off. Alright, free transform. Let's distort. Yeah, okay, that feels good. March down. Yeah, I don't have to, obviously I don't have to do a ton of stuff, but I feel like there should be something going on here. So I'm going to merge this down. And Karrnath, flag of Karrnath based on their symbols. Ooh, good point. Open image in a new tab. This is a sign for the sovereign host. And back when this thing was created, sovereign host would have been the official religion for the United Nations. We could put this in there, and also have the perhaps have the Karrnath symbol in there. Open that in another tab. Weird. Okay, let that sit, and let's grab this one here and copy that image and drop it in here. There we go. Let's do that. Let's free transform so it fits in frame here, and then let's distort so it matches the right angle. Seems like a decent position for that. Copy, paste. This is just going to be like completely off screen, but we'll do it anyway. It's a little bit big. Free transform. Like that. So we'll probably see a pinch. I mean, we're gonna trim off this because it's this gutter space here. This is technically the only gap that we have here. So yeah, this is going to get completely eliminated. So yeah, we don't need to worry about one here. But over here seems appropriate. And then we could take this. Obviously, we don't have to have something declaring itself as Karrnath. That's ridiculous. Besides, there was no separated Karrnath at the time, so I actually want to get rid of this altogether. I just want to keep the wolf emblem, because that'd be relevant to the area. Reduce this down. And then we can free transform, and let's just try skew at first. Let's see if we can get things to line up properly there. I'm going to push this up just a little bit. You can time the timer. Let's keep it going. And we can push this up. Although it's going to get trimmed, I kind of want it to get trimmed so it's not drawing too much attention to itself. That seems like smart placement. Hey, what's up? No. Same text as before. I thought I was falling behind, but I'm not, surprisingly. Let's merge these down and drop their opacity a lot. And then we'll paint over. lines issue. There we go. Huh. Let's chop and chop. Like that. Merge those down. Merge these down. I don't want to merge those down. Now I can merge them and drop their opacity. Like that. Good. Okay. And back into it. And it's just a boss relief, so I don't want to do any details. I mostly just want the outline. Some wall decor to make things interesting. Let's go with some. We're just gonna do some filigree, just some base ass bitch stuff. It's a much thinner line than I'm using for the rest of the structures. That stands out a lot. There, like that. In roughly the same. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're gonna rough all this stuff up with grit and texture anyway. So, but I want it to be. I want it to look like it's been worked in some sense. So, a little filigree spot like here, and then. Oh boy, I feel like there should be a mural here, and I'm hating myself for the idea that I think that. Maybe, how do I want to do this? I can do columns. Yeah, that feels right. And then this is going to get faded out. Not necessarily. Let's do that. Let's do that. Like there. I guess it's starting to make more sense. Merge this down. And then we have I don't know, like a dragon sort of thing going on back here. That seems kind of cool. We'll do that. It doesn't have, I mean, it's going off the page, so it doesn't really matter. But the idea is like to have like a dragon sort of thing going like this. And I think that's kind of cool. So we'll do that. And then maybe here, like, I don't know, maybe crossed weapons. That's kind of a generic knight sort of thing to do. So we'll put one in here like that. There. And ta-ta, and then there, like little scaly things going on like that. They would feel more and more like a dragon. There we go. Feels more dragony already. Here, I don't know what I want to do here. Maybe some sort of landscape something. Something like that, and then I don't know, what are we doing over here? I don't want to do somebody's face because that's just going to be difficult. What's up? Oh, welcome back. Glad to have you. I don't know what the hell I got going on over here. Let's erase that. Let's break that up into columns again. That might be a fun thing to do. Hold on. Oh, that's a fun way I could do that. Okay, hold on. I found a way to cheat the system. I want to grab all of this. Shift it over here like that. Clear that out of the way. Hey, what's up, Text? I'm reading the Pathfinder 2e. Oh, well, enjoy. I can't penetrate that text. It's all the feats make my eyes cross after a while. It's too many pages of recurring pattern. I just kind of blank out. That's a me problem. That's not a Pathfinder problem. I acknowledge where the problem is coming from. But regardless, it prevents me from really enjoying that system. Nope, not there. Get rid of that. Take this, we'll bring this back in. Here like that. Something here-ish. Break that off. Got this. Let's bring this over. Something like that. There, like that. This back over. Erase that. Erase that. Not quite where we want it to be, but it's not wrong. If I do it that way, there needs to be a fourth thing. And I don't have a fourth thing currently, so I think I have to squinch. No, free transform. And then, yeah. I bet this is what I actually need to do. That's exactly what I needed to do. Very good. Let's merge these things down here like that. And push that up. So now it doesn't really matter what's going on over here. because it's off screen. Free transform. I need to skew this because it's off now. Skew it just a smidge. That feels really good. Okay, that's enough fanciness that I feel like I can get away with it. Didn't realize you were part of the collateral damage that was ensuing here. Let's fix that real quick. A-okay. And then let's go back through and fix this real quick. Very good. We got this going on to here. And then we got these things in the background here I want to get rid of. On a separate layer here, darken this up, that's fine. Let's take this here, let's duplicate this, and then let's push it down. It's all going to be basically off screen anyway. Something like that. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think we're in a decent place. We can start filling in color. So that's exciting. We'll take all of this. We can drop that down to the trash layer for now. We can grab all of this into a single line art layer, line. And now we can create a separate folder here. We'll call this one color. I have also been preparing Goodman Games, keeping the border. Oh, hey, right on. How fun. I hope that ends up being a really fun time for you. Okay, so let's add in our base color, which we'll get from our reference here. This is our just generic base color that we're using here. And we're basically just gonna, thank you, timer. What time is it? Oh shit, I'm late. It's 8:07. Okay, I gotta get out of here. So when we come back, I'm going to just go ahead and splash some color in here real quick, and then I gotta kick out of here. I didn't realize what time it was. Yeah, I'm gonna be walking in the rain. I've got like 10 minutes before I need to really be out of here. So I'm just gonna drop in some color here real quick just to get it in, so that when we pick this up tomorrow, we'll already be well on our way. Just gonna do some rough blending here real fast. But yeah, today's session is just about over. So when we pick this up, again, I'm here Monday through Friday, every day in the morning like this, doing artwork for this Eberron adventure. And then on Mondays and Thursday nights, including tonight, we do game design. We're building a campaign for a Spelljammer Eberron Asteroid Belt Bastion campaign system that we're basically building out as a proof of concept for some of the game designs that we've been working on, as well as an opportunity for us to do a little bit of play testing with it. So I'm just gonna fill this in here, knowing that it's gonna end up falling off the page. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm blending it this way. It's just, this is just what the muse wants me to do right now. Just block this in is basically what's happening. Just blocking this all in. So you see we have this trim here that actually cleans the edge a little bit. And these are going to be navigation buttons eventually once this thing gets fully built out as a PDF. As you're utilizing the document, let's get it up to full size for you guys. There we go. These squares down here are different, like this is the running the adventure, and then part 1, and then region A and B, and then part 2, A, B, and C. Region 3, the underground facility, region A, and then appendix 1, 2, and 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 buttons for us to have. On our Eberron adventure, the number 13 is huge in Eberron. It's a mystical number that appears everywhere, so I wanted to have our table of contents have 13 sections in total, and that ended up panning out very nicely. So yeah, when we pick this up tomorrow, we'll start adding in texture and more, because it's a mausoleum. You can see it's pretty monotone. But here's the overhead map that we're using. So we have all of this dirty grit on the ground, and then the sarcophagi themselves are fatigued and weathered over time with things chipped away at it. So we're going to end up doing the just getting proper shading techniques in for the structure as a whole. Clean up the boss relief paintings here in the background a little bit, and then we'll texture everything. And then it should be done. So grit and fungus and moss and stuff that's growing all throughout this, we'll add that in as well. And then they'll be finished. So I got to bounce out of here for now, guys. I'll be back tonight at 6:30 p.m. In about 9.5 hours from now. We'll do more Spelljammer game design. And yeah, thanks a lot for hanging out with me, guys. Gabby, Fox, and anyone else that swung through. I really appreciate you guys being here. And I'll see you later on today. Cheers.